Hello, my name is Brooklyn Bridges, and my field placement was at Ben Hill Middle School. My host teacher was Dawn Patain, and my EL student was a Spanish-speaking student from Cuba. My EL student moved to the United States 3 years ago, and they've been in the ESOL program ever since this year, when they were moved from ESOL to Miss Patain's advanced ELA class 3 weeks after the school started. Her advanced ELA class consisted of STAR test scores from level 2 to 5. So level 3 is the benchmark expectations for that grade level. So even students that were scoring below grade level were placed in advanced. My general experience in this school was questionable. There is an extreme deficit in the students' educations. They have very poor reading skills, writing skills, and comprehension just across the board. Up until I think this year or last year, the school was not teaching writing. They didn't have it in their standards for the teachers. So these students don't know how to write. They don't know how to construct paragraphs. My first observation at this school, Miss Patain was teaching them how to respond to an argumentative prompt citing a source, which the students didn't understand that concept of creating a claim, using cited evidence, and then giving commentary on it, which I find problematic because writing is essential in all disciplines of education: social studies, history, even science, math. So I think it's an extreme oversight that either the school or our district didn't think to teach these students writing. Because as we've talked about in this class, the school was solely focused on teaching to the test. So they ignored a critical element of education because it wasn't on their standardized tests. I struggled with this school because I felt that they lacked a lot of resources and teacher support. They had incredibly unrealistic expectations for the teachers. They had very strict guidelines, deadlines for the teachers to meet every month, and my teacher is a month behind in their lessons, and their school is very upset with them. But she can't push the content faster because the students don't understand it. And they're not engaging with the lessons to fully grasp what she's teaching them. Ben Hill uses StudySync, which is an online curriculum created by McGraw-Hill. And curriculum such as StudySync can be good because it ensures that all students in the school are receiving the same lessons, and it equalizes all of the classrooms. However, these lessons are very generic and they lack diversity and student interest. They are very teacher focused instead of student focused. So a lot of the lessons are simple lectures or formats where the teacher reads to them and then they answer comprehension questions. I didn't enjoy these because they were very lackluster and the students did not enjoy them. they didn't enjoy them either. And I've learned in countless courses, this one included, the importance of diversity within our lessons, allowing students to make choices about their lessons, especially with assessments. And the assessments that StudySync provided were quizzes that were baseline, like comprehension questions that didn't really demonstrate the students' mastery of the content they were being taught. I thought that this was a great experience for me as a prospective teacher because I know what to look for whenever I know what not to look for whenever I'm searching for a job. I thought that the administration at the school and the overseers placed unrealistic expectations on the teachers and didn't offer them a lot of support in terms of like giving them resources or providing them like alternative options to teach these lessons. And it put the teachers in a really hard position because they kind of felt like their hands were tied and they could only do so much for their students' education. I will say a highlight of my experience was just absolutely connecting with my EL student. In my student interview, I was able to learn a lot about their interests, personally and also like for their education. So in my last visit with my teacher, I was able to talk to her about like alternative lesson plannings if she was able to change her lesson plans, and we discussed like the opportunity of like creating a alternative assessment in their horror genre because they're a month behind and they are reading about horror, because they would have been reading it in October for Halloween, but I suggested that they did a group project, which is what my EL told me they were interested in, and did a oral presentation or some sort of multimedia presentation, and researched different cultures and how horror connected these cultures, how cultures used horror to storytell, and like traditional narratives that are found in various cultures around the world. And we thought it would be really cool because it would test their comprehension of like the horror genre while also giving students the choice to research something that was interesting to them. I don't know if my teacher would ever be able to use that because it doesn't align with the expectations of McGraw-Hill's StudySync, but it was nice being able to practice kind of what I've been reading in my classes and in my textbook and apply it to a real student. And yeah, I had a question. I liked my placement. I liked the experience, and I really hope that like in the future, whenever I'm looking for jobs in Hillsborough County, I can see like a change in the schools, especially the ones near Temple Terrace, because I really care about, the students, and I think that the students, even in areas with less resources, deserve just as much as students in nice neighborhoods that have a lot of economic resources. And sometimes I feel frustrated because it seems almost that lower economically developed areas in Hillsborough County are significantly more neglected than areas that are significantly nicer. And I think education is a right for all students. It's what we've been learning about from the beginning of the semester, and we are letting schools slip through the crack. And yeah, thank you.